Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. My name is Samantha and in this video I'm going to show you how to make an amazing rosemary and mint oil. The reason I say it's amazing is because it can help to stimulate hair growth. It can also encourage hair regrowth in bald patches, and it can also help to thicken your hair so it's fuller, and it can also help to soothe a dry, irritated, flaky scalp. So our first ingredient is going to be rosemary, and for a longer shelf life it's important that you use dried rosemary. Otherwise, if you use fresh rosemary, it's not going to last that long. Rosemary is amazing and has actually been shown through science to be just as effective as minoxidil. So this can help not only to stimulate hair growth, but can also help hair to grow back in bald patches. So this is an effective treatment for alopecia. I'll put a link to the video in which I talk more about rosemary in the description box so you can watch that later. The next ingredient is going to be mint, and again we're using dried mint so that the oil lasts longer. If we use fresh mint, then it's not going to last as long. So mint is another amazing herb when it comes to hair growth because it stimulates scalp circulation, and we know that is key to hair growth. So just like rosemary, it can help to stimulate growth, but it also stimulates hair regrowth. So mint is another effective treatment for alopecia. Next, we're going to need an oil, and I choose to use sunflower oil because it is one of the best when it comes to absorbing nutrients from herbs into the oil. But you can use any other penetrating oil like almond oil, grapeseed oil, even coconut oil, they'll still work. And then next we're going to need a heat resistant jar. So I prefer to use glass, but you use anything that's going to be heat resistant because we're going to warm everything up. So the proportions are very simple. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of the rosemary into the glass jar. And then we add 1 tablespoon of the mint. And finally, I'm going to add half a cup of whichever oil that you're using. So these proportions will give you a nice potent oil. So if you want to make more oil, then you can double up. So instead of 1 tablespoon of the herbs, you can add 2 tablespoons, for example, and then 1 cup of oil. But if you want to make less, again, you can halve the quantities. But this is the proportion that I recommend. And the next, we're just going to shake everything up just to start the whole infusion process. And the next step will be to warm everything up. So I know not everybody likes to use heat when they're infusing their oils, but when we're using herbs like rosemary, it's better to warm everything up. The reason being, rosemary becomes really tight once it's dried, and therefore opening it up, expanding it a little bit with a bit of heat is going to allow it to absorb that oil, and then all the goodness in the rosemary will then go into the oil. So we're not going to be cooking the herbs, we're just warming them up using an indirect method, and we only do it for about 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, we take it out and then we allow it to cool. We're not going to strain anything right now, but we just don't want to be handling anything hot. Once it has cooled down, you take the jar and you put it away in a dark cupboard for at least 2 weeks. Rosemary is very tight once it's dried, and therefore it does need a bit longer to infuse. Otherwise, if you leave for a day or two, it's not going to be good enough. And it's also very light herb, so once it's dried, you'll see that it rises to the top, and therefore every other day, just shake it up because this will help to mix it up and make your oil really potent. After the time is up, it's time to strain it, and I'm just using a tea strainer, but if you want, you can use a wet cap or the end of a pair of ties or even a cheesecloth. I prefer a tea strainer because then there's less wastage. And look at that, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And what I can tell you right now is that as you're pouring this, the smell of rosemary and mint is going to be absolutely beautiful. It smells so, so lovely. This is definitely one of my favorite combinations. So this beautiful oil is so versatile and can be used in so many different ways. You can use it as a hot oil treatment before or after you shampoo. You can use it as an overnight pre-poo treatment and then wash it off in the morning. Or you could actually add it to your deep conditioners and enrichen them. Or you can add it to your DIY hair butters. You can also add it to your oil blends, or you could actually just use it as it is on its own as a scalp oil. I recommend that you apply it at least 3 times a week for maximum benefit. So you have to store this in a cool, dark place away from direct sunlight. This oil will last for months because there's absolutely no moisture in there. So this is one of the benefits of using dried herbs. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please try it and come back and let me know what you think. Before I go, I just want to give my subscribers a massive thank you. Thank you for your support, and also thank you to everybody who engages with my content. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'd also appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up, because that really helps my channel. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube. If you want to be one of the first to know whenever a new video, just sign up for notifications. So until next time, my lovelies, you take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.